Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at David Cheeseman, Gholdengo, the string man. He is here making it rain, throwing up big damage numbers and threatening Dragapults everywhere. But speaking of Dragapult, he's wormed his way into another deck. He's here. As an attacker sometimes, but mainly for Drakloak and just adding an extra draw engine to this deck as recon directive. But there are cases, and you'll see one in this video, where Dragapult does become a pretty useful attacker. He pretty much makes this deck immune to walls. If you get Cornerstone Ogerpon, Dragapult can hit that. If you get, Miltank, Melodic, then Gholdengo can hit Melodic. And if you get Farigirif, then either one of the boys can just punch that giraffe right in its neck. So you're not worried about any of them dorks. So if there's been a wall menace at your locals, an ex-Snorlax player, he's here, he's back, he's found his new annoying deck. Fear not, this one can handle it. Other than that, it is pretty much just a straight Gholdengo list that you know and love. I ripped this from the Mexico regionals that happened over Easter weekend. This list took, 4th and 5th place. Double checking that, fact checking myself. Caleb Rogerson and Grant Shen both ran this list. Caleb took 4th, Grant took 5th. So they did very, very, very well with it. Truth be told though, for my own comfort levels in the games that I ran in this video, I switched. They have 2 Night Stretchers, no rescue board. I wanted 1 rescue board, 1 Night Stretcher. Although I think going forward, I'm going to undo that change and just go back to their 60 for a bit. The extra rescue board really didn't feel that necessary, and there was a moment where I wished I had a 2nd Night Stretcher. But either way, there's room to play around with these kind of net decks. When you're taken from the pros, they are setting things up for their very specific needs. So don't feel like you can't change stuff around for your own use cases. Another interesting bit of tech in this deck is the Genesect, and using Ace Nullifier. If this Pokemon is in play and has a tool card attached to it, your opponent cannot play Ace Specs at all. So that is pretty powerful, especially into the Gholdengo mirror, not letting them use Energy Search Pro, or if you're playing Dragapult, you can take some early knockouts and not have to fear the wrath of Unfair Stamp. So that actually adds quite a bit of awesomeness to this list. So, play around with it. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, cut it. But I think it is pretty strong to have. And then you just got the 1 copy Artazon. Basically, we'll go over the flow of the deck and how it runs in the 2 games that are coming up. So I'll stop yapping here. My name is Jared. I'll be your gameplay nurse today. All right, so we got to go second. We are playing against the Joltik box, which I will touch on in just a second because that might be a bit newer to some of y'all. Could be your first time seeing it, so worth the time to just take a quick peek, see what it's got going on, and we're gonna really hope that we hit an Arven off this Pokégear. Okay, there he is, Mr. Man. He's here. So this is pretty ideal. First turn, going second. You get the Arven, you get some squad on the bench. Let's see if we can't hold on to this Energy Search maybe for next turn. And then you just kind of load up your active with Energy and an Evo, and you rip that nonsense. Now, here's the thing about the Joltik box, right? Is you can potentially play around the hands if you know that that's more of what they're going for, but they haven't had a chance to use their Joltik attack yet, so they can really pivot at this point. They can go hands or Pikachu. Likely they'll go hands because the Genesect is in the active, so you can only stop them to so much. But basically the way the deck works is called Joltik box because of Joltik's awesome attack that accelerates 2 grass energy, 2 lightning energy from your deck to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Very, very strong stuff. And then the 2 main attackers from this deck are the hands Amp you very much, taking out Tiny 1 prizers for 2 prizers, and then Pikachu hiding behind the Resolute Heart, hitting that 300 damage with the Topaz Bolt. So, very strong stuff. They also run 4 copies of Crispin usually. Prime Catcher is the ace spec, couple bosses, so they can really just always be swinging ABC and then kind of hitting into whatever targets they want. So, super strong stuff there. They also have a couple one-off attackers like Iron Leaves and Mew, technically. So just they got lots of options. One of those box decks that can be difficult to pilot, but can really pay off if you know what the schmeck you're doing. But at the same time, they can run into some trouble late game if you don't use your resources in exactly the correct way. They can be a bit easier to punish. So late game, we're going to be holding on to this Iono because we may need to Iono them down to 2 at the end of the game. They're always pretty much always going for like a tempo 2-2-2 prize race. So because they are able to, actually we might be able to beat them to it. Okay, so they set up the Pikachu. So unless I can boss up something else this turn, I'm not going to be pushing a Dango to the active. We'll force them to have a boss or something, but there's no reason for me to push a Dango up here. Unless we draw into a boss, potentially. Which I know that if we pushed to active, it would increase our odds of drawing into a boss. But if we whiff the boss, we're just hitting a Joltik, which throws us off the prize race. It's not great. And like I said, they don't have the hand set up, so we'll just kind of hope they ain't quite got it like that. I'm not Ionoing. I don't need Monkey. I could bench Fez here. Gives them 1 extra target. I mean, it's not a big deal. They're going to either punch a Dango or a Fez, so we'll give them the option, I guess. I don't want to give up Dreepy. I think I'm fine giving up the Genesect instead. And yeah, looks good. We're just going to pass there. So let's see what they got. Since they set up the Pikachu, I really... I can't imagine they don't have a boss, right? It just doesn't make sense to not load a hands unless you're sitting on a boss or a prime catcher. Which unfortunately we did not draw into a tool card to attach. There's the boss. Okay, there goes the Fez. To be expected. Alrighty. Could have held on to the Fez. Hindsight probably would have been a better idea. But what can you do? And here's the problem is that like we have Vengeful Punch to attack against Pikachu, but they're gonna switch out to that Pikachu. So that doesn't really help me. We got the counter catcher at least, so we could counter catcher the Latios. No, then they just push the other Pikachu. They don't care about that. I mean, we may counter catcher the Latios anyways. At least that stops them from constantly flipping back and forth. I don't know. Doesn't really help much. Okay. Let's get the pro out going first. 5 energy there. Attach active. Probably should have coin bonus first just to give a little bit more information for ourselves before we attach to the active, but that's okay. Let's Ultra Ball and get a Drakloak going. Also should have done this before we attached our energy. Just better sequencing overall. Have as much information as you can before you commit to an energy attach. Grab that for later. And then Latios or Miraidon are probably the proper targets here. They have pretty much everything they need right here to close the game out. So let's just knock the Latios, I suppose. This is also where having the, what do you call him? Baby Gholdengo would actually be pretty beneficial. But we don't got it like that in this build. We're instead running Dragapult as our attacker, which that may end up coming up as well. We could use Dragapult as a late game attacker here. All kind of gonna depend on what we can get going on. So after they knock out this Gholdengo, we're kind of gonna need to Iono them and then hope that they're just kind of gonna get locked from there. Interesting that they... I wonder if they're gonna go for a Galvantula play potentially, loading up the second Joltik there. Not sure why else you would go for that. The problem is that that counter catcher would have been better off. Now we get the Vengeful Punch. That's just bad manners. Okay. We'll just Iono now. Okay, awesome cards to get. And then let's recon, coin bonus. Really need either one. What do we get off coin bonus here? Nest Ball and Boss. Excellent. We could Night Stretcher for Fez here as well. Just kind of make sure we're all the way set up. Have a pretty easy time knocking Gholdengo out, so the Fez isn't going to be like a better target for them. And very cool. Gives us an out to Dragapult. Doesn't look like we'll be using it, but it's there. Make sure we grab a medal. And then, oh, did we goof? Should we have used that Night Stretcher for an energy instead? Maybe. I mean, either way, we weren't knocking the Pikachu out, and Vengeful Punch wasn't helping us, so, nah. Not a big deal. Just need to get enough. And then we'll see what they can do off of that Iono. Hopefully... We got the Arven, okay. What can they get off of Arven that gets them out of this situation? I don't know. Prime Catcher Rescue Board, okay. Right, of course. And then they load up another Pikachu, and then we'll just lose next turn. So that's fun. Unless they don't have it in their deck. But I'd imagine they will. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. They're loading up the hands in the Miraidon. Okay. $220, so they can knock Fez with hands or Miraidon. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I think I'll take that. Okay, let's coin bonus. Alright, alright. I'll take all of that too. Thank you. Let's boss up the Miraidon, I suppose. And then get some energy retrieved. And I'm not going to need Nest Ball. Okay. Let's attach a fire here. Because you never know. And then just go ahead and make it rain. Because then if they have to Joltik again, or there's the Psychic, okay. They're pushing Peak because he's got free retreat. If they have to Joltik again to load up another attacker, then we can Dragapult and finish the game. That way. Okay. That's looking good. So, you know, Dragapult, he doesn't see action in every single game. Ooh. But in the games that you need him, he's there. And that is just real helpful for us. Good game, good game. So we would have Phantom Dived and then put 50 on the Pikachu for those that weren't seeing it. GG's. All right, so we get to go first here. In this game, we had the choice between putting Gimmighoul or Munkidori in our active slot. You don't use Munkidori in every matchup, so I don't like to start Monkey if I can help it. And because I had access to a Buddy-Buddy Poffin, I went ahead and just started the Gimme instead. I just feel like that's going to be a better bet for us. And then because we're not going to be using TM Evo, it doesn't seem like I want to just grab one of each, although I'm looking and we ain't got no Drakloaks. So, oh, I think I have one in hand. Okay, we do got one in hand. So yeah, I'm just going to do one of each because we got the Drakloak in hand. And that way we'll just be a bit more set up. We prized our Energy Search Pro. So that's unfortunate. So we're going first. We don't have Energy Search Pro. The odds are against us. Let's see if we can still squeak one out. High chance that this Gimmighoul goes away. We're not going to get Badooed, so we don't have to Ultra Ball right now. I don't think I want to... Without Energy Search Pro, I don't think I want to attach that Metal Energy to this Gimmighoul. Yeah. All they need is the Choice Band and this Gimmighoul goes away. So let's go in for an Arven. There he is. There's the Choice Band. Normally, you know, get energy in the discard. Who cares? Not a big deal. But we're going to have to figure out a way to take a knockout without ESP. So a little bit bigger of a deal here. We'll see what we can't figure out. Hopefully we'll get something nice off of Fezandipiti. And we'll be able to figure something and get it going. Monkey's going to be also good to have. So, you know, don't count me out yet, just yet. We got a lot of draw. Got a lot of potential here. Got whatever that is. Oh, do we want to rip this now and look for like a Cipher? Also, what ace spec does that deck run? I don't know enough about hops to know if I have the answer to that question. Do we care about it? Okay, what is it? I know, I swear I've seen it. It's not Secret Box. It's not Unfair Stamp. Oh man, I actually have no idea. Okay, I guess I need to play a hop deck. I'm gonna bench Monkey for sure. And then let's recon. Arven, Ultra Ball. I don't even think I want the Arven. I want to Pokégear first, because if we get a Cypher, I'm going to want to use it with Fez. Okay. And then off of Cypher, let's say we can Ultra Ball these two away for a guy. We can Cypher then for Earthen Vessel and another energy, and then maybe take the hops and hopefully hit Energy Search Pro. Let's Ultra Ball first. Get the Gholdengo. And off of Cypher, we'll get an Earthen Vessel. And just an energy, and then hope that we fill a Fez. We get one more, and that's not even enough. Counter catcher, Earthen Vessel. Oh, we'll have Golden's draw power too. Okay, so we can flip the script because we'll have Gholdengo's draw power as well. Not super helpful. Earthen Vessel, counter catcher, and just wait. Or do we just get more, do we just get more Gholdengos on the bench and then, hope that we can just draw? We just go get 2 more Gholdengos. And then just hope that we can draw our way out of it in the future. Because we know that with this dork, like, we got at least a turn. I don't know. Let me know what you would have done different. I feel like this is an okay play. Rather than, because the gamble was like, oh, we'll draw a 1 in 6 chance of drawing Energy Search Pro. But I feel like this is maybe a bit smarter. We'll see a lot more cards this way. And maybe just weasel our way out of this situation more consistently than just going gambling for a 1 in 6 chance. Boo. Boo, that's lame. That's my guy. I liked that guy. That was my favorite little guy. He drew me cards. Oh well. At least we'll get more cards this way. He's doing what he loved anyways, drawing more cards. I need energy, dang it. Bro, it's like I'm drawing every card in my deck except for energy. Alright. Is it Iono here? Buddy-Buddy for nothing. Man, I don't know. Just, I think the other, yeah. Just keep feeding them Dreepies so that we can just keep drawing. I think we do Iono here. There's a pretty high chance we'll draw into some energy. And then, maybe we'll get something else going. Okay. Got Adrenabrain online at least. I could attack. They don't run Turo, do they? I don't think so. If I attack, then at least I have... What am I trying to say? If I attack, Superior gets me energy on top of draw. So if they Iono'd and they got rid of all that energy, it would be much harder to get it out of my deck than out of the discard pile. So I just wanted that in the discard pile. That was my like main motivator for attacking there. See? So otherwise I would have sent that 3 energy back into my deck. So I wanted it in my discard there because it's going to be way easier to get it out of the discard. Even if they pull a prank on me here. Nope, no pranks. Okay, so at this point, we've got a lot of damage built up and a monkey. And they're setting up their next attacker. They've already written this dork off. So I think we counter catcher up the Snorlax and punch that instead. And then we can monkey knock this later down the road. Let's see what we get first. Let's Earthen Vessel. Get some actual energy going. Okay, and then let's just see what we draw. Boss. Don't need it, we got the counter catcher. And Ultra Ball. If we had another Drakloak, that would be good. Or what am I trying to say? Yeah, Drakloak. Nice. Okay, there he is. He's here. Do we just threaten this just for fun? Let's see. 1, 2, 3 energy. Now let's recon first. Good threaten Dragapult. Like that. Dragapult's in the discard though, so we would need our Super Rod that we don't run. So it would just literally be an empty threat. Let's see. Do we Cipher here? I already coin bonused, but we could Cipher in case there's an Iono, just off chance, right? And if there is, what we're going to want is another Cipher, or another Superior. And let's just grab an Arven too, since there's not another Cipher. Okay. And then let's counter catcher up this dork. And let's send him to the Shadow Realm. Actually, let's just power you up as well. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Alright, got rid of that threat. This is my Energy Search Pro. This is my Arven. So, high chance that they get an Iono off this attract customers. If they run Iono, I don't know. They might. Fez. Hmm. Another Snorlax. Interesting. They really want to punch with Snorlax. Research. Nice. Okay. Big for them. Big if research. They don't want another Zacian. This is going to put us in spit range, unfortunately. Oh, although potentially not. If we can take 3 prizes here, we'll avoid spit range. Ah, that's annoying. They got their own monkey. We'll have to boss that up. I'm the only one that's allowed a monkey. That's right. Hops does run a lot of monkeys. I forgot about that. Okay. Instant Strike's doing what? I don't know. I don't know the math. 240. Got super energy. Okay. We're super energized. They run at least 2 monkeys, right? Like, that's got to be it. But I mean, I'm not scared of this thing too much. So I don't know here. Okay, let's recon. Throw that away with energy. It's coin bonus. That's a lot of Arvens. Okay, it's gonna be a couple more turns, and I don't have any more Ionos. I do need to be a little bit careful of decking myself out. Just a little bit, though. Not like a crazy amount of careful. Okay, let's monkey. Am I knocking the monkey here? 2, 3. It does put me at 4, which is annoying. Two, 3. Okay, knocking the monkey. So now they're desperate to set up another monkey, otherwise we're knocking the Zacian with monkey. Or they're desperate to take out our monkey. Either way, they're going to be committing resources to it. What do they get off this? Is it a boss? Is it a research? That doesn't really help them too much. What do we get off this one? Is it a boss? Is it another research? We are pretty susceptible to Iono at this point, because all of the cards that we need would get sent to the bottom of our deck. Arven, okay. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright, good. Prime catcher. Okay, so that's probably the end of our monkey. That's a little unfortunate. Fez? You can't hit. Yeah, you're talking to my boy Fez all wrong. You can't do that to him. Alright, they're on 2. You guys are on thin freaking ice. But we got Turo, so that's pretty sweet. But let's just, let's see what we get off the prizes first. I don't know. Maybe you hold on and you don't knock that just immediately, but like, I mean, I'm always afraid people are going to Turo, man. I don't really need to see anything else at this point. Let's just get him off the board. And then, how much can this hit for? 140 plus 30, 30, 30, so 230. So we're not worried about that too much. And it needs a ton of energy anyways. Just energy retrieval. 2, 3, 4. Just gonna attach here for potentially like them trying to do some kind of shenanigans. And yeah, let's just attack. Three, right? 150. Okay. Are we finally gonna get Energy Search Pro? Nope. Don't need it. Card's a crutch. So how do they win here? Do they have what do they got? Ursaluna doesn't win. Ops doesn't win. Urzacian doesn't win. Iono, okay. Iono would hurt. I'm not gonna lie about that one. I probably should have benched Gimme. No, it doesn't matter. Arven. We're not getting Iono'd. But like, what are they doing? What are we nesting for? How do we get out of this? Ursaluna. Ursaluna does not. Unless, do you have a Defiance Band? You got that Defiance Band? You gotta tell me if you got that Defiance Band. Alright, good game, friend. That was a fun one. There you go. Don't even, you've seen it here. Energy Search Pro is a crutch. Take it out of your builds. I'm just joking. Don't do that. The game is so much easier to play if you don't have to worry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 300. But you can still manage without it. It makes things a lot more difficult, but it can be done. Helps if you're playing against hops as well. There it is. Energy Search Pro. Okay, GG.